Hey folks, this is Cranky Old Gamer here. And you're wondering what is this that I'm seeing on the video here? If you've been followers on my Facebook page or on my Instagram page or Instagram account page, I don't know what the kids call it these days. If you're following me on Facebook or on Instagram, you might have seen me, painting up some Battletech miniatures and playing a few Battletech games. And I gotta say, the nostalgia is pretty strong, and so it has completely pulled in this guy. I used to play BattleTech a lot in the late '80s, early '90s with my group of high school friends and college friends. Got out of that hobby for a while after I found Warhammer 40K, and then the rest of that is history. Played a lot of that. Took a break from the hobby for about 15 years, then came back at around 2010, 2011. Played Horse Heresy, played 40K, played a bunch of other games, played lots and lots of games. You can see them on my YouTube channel or on the Facebook here. And recently, I went to Adepticon this year, and one of the things that I saw was BattleTech, and I was intrigued. I saw the terrain from a bunch of different companies, the 6 millimeter terrain, and I was instantly kind of hooked on that. And I saw the battle mechs from Catalyst Game Labs. And I saw Cav operations from I think a Reaper company with partnering with Reaper. I can't remember exactly which, but it really kind of reinvigorated my desire to play that epic scale, 6 millimeter, 10 millimeter. Big fan of Drop Zone Commander. Played that a little bit. It was just harder to find players, but I still wanted to play my big stompy robots. And so, walking around the con at Adepticon this year, after playing all my other games, like, look, I gotta take the dive here. So I bought the beginning battle box, beginners, sorry, not the game of armored combat, a game of armored combat box with some of the mechs that are, we'll walk through here, and really enjoyed getting back into it. And so I bought some terrain as well, and I'm feeling my hobby juices flowing, and it's a good feeling, and I'm kind of enjoying getting back into this. So I said, "What the heck? I'm all in." And so then with the Kickstarter, kind of going as I'm getting into the box set's got those 8 miniatures in it. They all look great, and I love it. It's like, well, I gotta have more mechs. Like there's way more mechs, and I'm a big Inner Sphere kind of guy. Not that I don't like clans. I'm definitely gonna get into clans a little bit, but really my heart and my soul is in Inner Sphere stuff. And so when I saw the box set, I was like, that's great. I need more plastic mechs. Like I got some Iron Wind medals here. We'll see a few of them here, and the crab and the Oss Scout. But I love plastic and I love resins. Like, well, look, I gotta have other mechs than just what's in the box set. And so seeing that Catalyst Game Labs Kickstarter kickoff, I'm like, I'm all in. And so I'm loving it. And so basically, just kind of showing off here what I've done with that game of armored combat. I've painted up some of the mechs. I've got the Karita, House Karita, the Draconis Combine as the first set of mechs that I'm going to paint up here. I went to unitcompendium.com, I think it is, or unitcolorscompendium.com. I forget the name of it. But I looked up, hey, I want to do something, Draconis Combine. What are my options? I kind of want to stay true to the fluff. I wasn't quite ready to make my own merc company yet. So I decided, well, what's going to look really cool. And so I landed on a group called Tyrells Terrors. And so they're kind of red on top and sort of dark gray or almost black on the bottom. But I think per the lore, they're dark gray. But I kind of really latched onto that paint scheme. And I said, hey, let's go with it. So I'm really happy with how these guys have been turning out. There's obviously my Thunderbolt. I got a little Iron Wind Metals Jenner here. I got these through Ares Games. So thank you, Ares. Let's see if we can get this guy into focus. These miniatures come blazingly fast through the mail. So if you are at all interested in Battletech, and if you like some of the Iron Wind Metals designs, go talk to that guy, Ares Games. Literally within a day or two, I got my mechs, so that was crazy. So this is a Locust from the game of Armored Combat. I love these sculpts, and I realize that this is it's not exactly the same as the Unseen Reseen, but this particular design, I really like this one. I love this Locust. And I got some decals from Piranha Graphics, I think it is. Took a little while to get here, but no biggie. You know, I was painting mechs while I was waiting. So I got a Locust. So I got my Locust, a Jenner from Ironwind Metals, Catapult. I love this mech. Great mech. Again, with that Tyrells Terrors color scheme, kind of that highlighted red on top. Get it in focus here. Get some Draconis Combine decals on there. Let's see if we can get these focused a little bit better. But yeah, these guys, I'm really happy with how these guys turned out. Using an airbrush to get the base colors on and get some pre-shading done. This crab turned out really well. This is an Ironwind Metals, so use the airbrush to kind of get some shading done on him. So he turned out well. Very happy with him. I love the crab mech. It's just so iconic looking. So, like I said, a couple of Ironwind Metals here. Metals, you know, if I had my choice between metal and resin or plastic, I would get plastic or resin in a heartbeat. But, you know, some of these designs are a little bit long in tooth, but they still look great. Get them all painted up and based up. If you're interested in this color scheme, I can certainly post a link or whatever. But just really having a lot of fun getting back into my big stompy robots. And really enjoying the House Carita stuff that I'm coming up with here. So once I'm done with a reasonable number of these are all the mechs I have painted. But once I get done with these and a reasonable number of these guys, I'm going to move on to probably House Davian. Do some of those guys. Here's an Oss Scout. I know it's not really, you know, at first I thought those things on its arm were guns. But it turns out they're actually sensors. You point them in the area that you want to do the sensing in, and evidently they do the sensing thing. They're very sensy. Sensei. So this guy is from Strato Minis. He's a Warhammer. Love the sculpt. Very kind of, you know, much more, particularly with the new box set minis. I love how kind of chunky and modern and kind of just, you know, modern design to some of those classic old pictures. Like, well, I remember looking at the 3025 readout, like, okay, you know, some of these mechs look a little bit goofy. They're probably decent on the table, but they look a little goofy, and I'm very much a visual gamer. Like, the new sculpts and the new designs are fantastic. And so this is another Strato Minis. This is a Marauder. They call it Bull Shark, I believe, on their website. So this was the first one I painted as a test scheme under the Tyrells Terrors paint scheme. I really liked how he came out, and so kind of kept going with the pattern there. But God, love it. I love that. I love this mech. I love this model. So fantastic. And I know what you're thinking. I'm going to show you my Hatchet Man. I know House Carita did not really like to employ. I've been reading up on my lore. You'd be so impressed with me, so proud of me, right? They didn't really like the Hatchet Man because, you know, no self-respecting samurai warrior would bring such a crude weapon as a hatchet or an axe to a battle. But I figure, hey, this guy is probably a merc that decided to sign on, or he's, you know, he's a little bit different. He's kind of an interesting samurai. So he got the axe. Normally, what I read in the fluff was they didn't, of the mech pilots that took a Hatchet Man, they would remove the hatchet and they would put a samurai sword or a katana on there. So I didn't really want to, you know, hack that guy's arm off and said, hey, he's a splitter. So I got a Shadowhawk here. Again, same paint scheme. Just really enjoying putting these together. I played a couple battles, and you know, I'm considering putting more Battletech content on my YouTube channel here. So your thoughts, I'd love to hear, you know, what you think. Are you interested in Battletech content? I'm enjoying playing the games. I've played about 3 or 4 games now, and I'm kind of considering doing battle reports for them. But you know, we'll see. Has the community got some interest there? Let me know. And so I'm going to keep working on my Carita stuff. Gonna maybe half dozen to a dozen more mechs I'm going to paint up in this scheme. Then I think I'm going to move on to both Davian and maybe some Merc House, a custom Merc House that I'm going to work on. But you know, that's the thinking. That's the goal. So let me know, Battletech, are you filling the poll too? Comment below. Thanks for watching.